The previous trading week closed on a moderate note. The US stock indexes pulled back from early highs, while US Treasury yields resumed growth on renewed fears over rising coronavirus cases. The US dollar has also gained support amid this background, being a traditional safe haven asset. The US dollar index, which measures its value against the basket of 6 major currencies, went up by 0.48% to close the session at 91.30, having rolled back from a two-month low. Overall, the greenback finished the monthly session in April with a decline of 2%. Investors keep in mind the stance of the US Federal Reserve. The regulator recognizes the recovery of the US economy, but at the same time, it thinks it's still too early to cancel the emergency support measures. Against this backdrop, the euro finished the session in April with a rise of almost 3%, although the eurozone has faced a double recession amid existing coronavirus restrictions. The euro-dollar pair closed last week with a drop of 0.6% to reach the level of 1.2020. It could well be a technical correction caused by overbought conditions in euro and profit taken on buy positions at the end of the month. Still, the fundamental background is rather strong for the euro, given moderate and predictable growth of inflation in the region, which allows the ECB to keep its current monetary policy unchanged. Meanwhile, the pound-dollar pair also settled near a 7-week high. In April, the British pound advanced by 1% against the US dollar. Investors were encouraged by signs of the recovery of the UK economy after the pandemic. A gradual reopening of the country's economy, swift rollout of the vaccination program, and fiscal support from the government contributed to the recovery process. However, the outlook for the sterling is less optimistic than for its European counterpart. Market participants are ready to speculate ahead of the upcoming regional elections in the UK and the likelihood of the repeated referendum on independence in Scotland. For the whole week, Bitcoin was testing traders' nerves. On Monday, it dropped below 48,000 US dollars, but managed to regain ground and jumped above $58,000 by the end of the week. Now the price is rapidly rising despite all technical signs indicating that BTC should return to the area of 52,500 in the short term. Oil prices were also consolidating near local highs. On Friday, a slight pullback happened amid overbought conditions in oil, so Brent crude closed this weekly trade at the level of $67.20 per barrel. In April, Brent gained 7%. Traders focused their attention on prospects for sustained recovery in fuel demand in the second half of the year, despite rising COVID-19 cases in India, Japan, and Brazil. Analysts forecast that demand will rise to 6 million barrels per day in 2021, before the OPEC Plus will go ahead with its plans to gradually lift production cuts from May to June. In the meantime, gold continues to lose its status of safe haven asset. Although risk sentiment is low, the precious metal ended its worst week in a month. On the other hand, in April, buyers managed to get their first profit in the last 4 months. As we can see, investors prefer to deal with the US Treasury bonds instead. You were watching Forex and Commodity Market Review on InstaForex TV channel. We wish you profitable deals with InstaForex.